Good morning. This is tea time with the JaKaTaK. Today I'm actually drinking coffee. We may need to change the name to Coffee Time as I have changed my caffeine ways as of last episode. I know originally I said in the first episode this would be a daily thing, but apparently I'm too busy to make this a daily thing. What are you going to do about it? So many exciting things are happening. Some of them I cannot tell you, and some of them I can. So I'll tell you the things that I can tell you. The application video received a lot of good publicity on Reddit, which was cool. It seemed that a lot of people were really supportive, and in particular, one person, Robert Yip, was interested in what I had to say in my video about, StarCraft being a mentally beneficial exercise, and that not enough people are doing deliberate practice. And that led to a 3-hour-long conversation with Robert on Skype, and we have begun something new that I'd like to invite you to. It is a serious thing. It's a serious thing. It's not my usual type of, oh, this will be fun too. It's pretty serious. It's really only going to be for the people who want to be very, very good at StarCraft, the people who want to get into Grandmasters League, and the people who, if they have the talent, want to compete in tournaments, in premier tournaments, and MLGs, and WCS, and do well. And that is without a name. We haven't named it. Robert isn't really into naming things, and I am, so I need to work on naming it. But basically what we're doing is the hypothesis is that deliberate practice is more beneficial and creates skill faster than mass laddering. So much so that we are going to take a crop of players, regardless of their league, regardless of where they're from, all that stuff. We're just going to take a crop of players who are interested, and players who are committed to this idea that deliberate practice is a very, very powerful thing. And we're going to see how powerful it is, because we have lots of stats. Like, this is an old thing. Deliberate practice is an ancient fucking thing. You can pick up a sports book 60 years ago and read about deliberate practice. Like, why do you think that football teams don't just constantly scrimmage all day for their practice? They don't. They have particular practice. They have, training. They have drills, so they can build particular skills and become very good at particular things. Like, so it's like this is an old thing. People have been using this for a long time, but it's yet to be transferred into esports. A lot of people will be like, oh, it's just like, what do you know? I'm really great. Well, that's what golfers were saying before Tiger Woods showed up. They would be like, oh yeah, we don't need, to be healthy. Like, we can be overweight and still be really good at golf. It's a finesse game. It's a, whatever they were saying at the time. And then Tiger Woods came around and he changed the game. He changed golf into more of an athletic type of a sport than it ever was before. And the people who were out of shape couldn't keep up anymore. And in the same way, we believe that a holistic approach to StarCraft is better. You need to take care of your body if you want your mind to reach its full potential. And all of the people in the program will be taking care of their bodies as well as taking care of their minds. And again, this is a big commitment. This is a big thing. It's not going to be for everyone. Most people won't be able to handle it. A lot of people are probably going to, try it out and drop out because they're going to get bored, or they're not going to have the discipline to keep up with the training regimen. But that's sort of how it's going to be. The people who do commit to the program, and the people who do stick it out and fight to the end, are going to be really great StarCraft players. That's at least our hypothesis. Who knows? Maybe we're totally wrong. Maybe deliberate practice does not work in StarCraft the way it works in every single other skill development field. I find it unlikely. But this is a test. This is an experiment. This is science. That's what we're doing. We're putting it to the test. We're putting the hypothesis to the test. And if we're successful, then we have the potential to change StarCraft 2. Change the way people play it seriously and make it to the point, where there are people out there who are just mass laddering who are doing fine now in the foreign scene, but they're not going to be able to cut it anymore. They're not going to be able to keep up, And that is what we believe the Korean players are doing. A lot of people like to attach this idea to like, oh, Korean players are good, you know, and some of the more some of the less informed people will say, oh, it's just because they're Korean. It's because of their race, and that is absolutely not the case. There are bronze players in Korea, and some players will say, oh, it's because the geography is, no one else has that geography where everyone is so close together. So we're just not going to be as good as Koreans unless we get people, you know, closer together in geography. It's like, yeah, the geography is an advantage as well. But the real advantage that the Korean teams have, we believe, is deliberate practice. They're not doing it as well as we want to do it, in our opinion. Again, this is going to sound super fucking cocky, but if we are correct, we get to, you know, that ends up being true. I'm totally open to the fact that this is going to be a complete failure, but we're going to try. We're going to give it, you know, our all. But in any case, if you go through interviews of Korean teams and things like that, and you ask them, oh, you know, what's your training schedule? A lot of time they're very secretive about it. They don't want to give out their secrets. Well, the idea is structured practice. They understand how psychology works and how health works and all of those things and how they contribute to StarCraft. And they understand that, you know, this player needs to be playing this player in custom games because they need better TVZ. And this particular strategy on this particular map is giving them the most trouble, and they're going to do it. It's about decreasing variance and increasing repetition, because that is how you get into the depth of any particular skill. That is how you get into the really, really deep parts of the game. And it's been said by Day 9, it's been said by, you know, a lot of you know, important people who are respected in the community, that depth beats breadth. You know, you want to be really, really good at a particular thing, and that's what we're going to do. If you're interested in this program, we need you. We need players, not who are good, but players who have will. That's really all that you need for this program, is you need will. And if you don't have it, you know, you can fake it. You can force yourself to do it. This can be your time to increase your ability to do something that you don't necessarily want to do for your long-term benefit. If you're not interested in the program but you'd like to help out, we still need practice partners. We need people who are willing to say, okay, we have a pro Rust player and he needs practice in PvZ against this opening with this kind of a mid game, going into this kind of a late game, and for you to be able to execute that. And if you can do that, or you're willing to try and do that, we need you as well. It's been kind of a long episode, but it's a very exciting project, and I do have a lot of confidence in it. I think it's going to work, and there's going to be a lot of negative response from this. If people see this video, from this video, but if not, there's going to be a lot of naysaying, especially from people who are set in their ways, people who are professional gamers, all the people that, when people use the appeal to authority argument, all those people are going to be like, no, how is drinking water going to make me a better StarCraft player? You know, how is going outside for a walk going to make me a better StarCraft player? Like, that's stupid, you know. I am doing just fine now. The people who like to use the word enough, the people who like to use that kind of mentality, I'm good enough. This practice is good enough. And personally, and I think Robert would agree with me as well, I don't really believe in the word enough for the most part. And I think that all things can be better than they are. And I think that we have a real opportunity to make things better, particularly for foreign players. This is the way I think that we level the playing field and we make StarCraft competitive between all of the countries and not just Korea versus the world. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.